So, a lot of people are still having trouble with figuring out how to format their essay, and this is something that's going to be really important. I'm one of those people who is a stickler for format. I want it to be exactly the way it's supposed to be. So, what we're going to do is start off with a blank page in your Word program. Got a blank document here. Ignore all of these things up here that say styles. This is not going to help you. It should be just in normal style. Where I want you to look is over here where it says font. Go to font and change your font to Times New Roman. You may have to scroll down to the bottom, to near the bottom, to find Times New Roman. Here it is. And you're going to want to change this to a 12-point font. Usually it's not automatically set up in 12-point font, but that's what we want. Then you're going to go to paragraph. Notice I haven't typed anything yet. You're going to go to paragraph and you're going to change your line spacing to double. Now you can start typing. So what you're going to type is whatever your name is. Then you're going to type my name. Then you're going to type the date, the class, if it's English 1010. And notice that what I'm doing at the end of each one of these is I'm pressing the enter key, and when I press it, it takes me down to the next line. I'm only pressing it one time. Do not press it 3 or 4 times. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a title. So I'm going back to paragraph and changing my line alignment here to center. So click center, then you're going to type your title. After you type your title, press enter one time and notice that your cursor is in the middle of the screen. If I start typing from there immediately, what's going to happen is it's going to center my entire essay. We don't want that. Go back to paragraph and change this to align left. And now your cursor is back lined up with all of this that you have typed already. The next step, extremely important, press the tab key one time. That is going to indent your paragraph. This will indent your paragraphs. If you use the tab key, you will have the correct indentation for the essay. Notice what happened when I got to the word correct and kept typing. It immediately took me down to the next line. That's what you want. When you have finished typing your first paragraph, hit the enter key. When I hit the enter key, watch what happens. It now takes my cursor down to the next line again. I'm going to press tab again. This will indent the second paragraph. Okay? So that's how you're going to set up your program to be able to type these things correctly. Now another thing that I want to show you is I'm going to misspell paragraph, and I'm going to put a couple of weird periods here. Well, that didn't really help. Okay, I'm going to misspell the word paragraph. Notice that it's underlined in red. That means something is misspelled. If I take my cursor and I hover over this and then click, it says no suggestions available. That means that it has no idea what it was that I was trying to type. So I'm going to look at this and say, what was I trying to type? I was trying to type second paragraph. However, I still have a problem here. I don't know how to spell paragraph. So I'm going to hover over it again and click, and there's the correct spelling for paragraph. Now this one over here has blue lines, and this also has a blue line now. So what we've got here is we've got some grammar issues. This one wants us to have the word changed to indicate, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to talk about indenting, not indicating. This one has to do with the periods, and it doesn't like the fact that I have space between those two periods. So it's automatically going to change it, but it needs to just be a period, just one period, okay? So that's how you can use your spelling and grammar check. Another thing that you can do is, let's make some changes here. Here you go. All right. Let's make some changes here. Here you go. This to right. Okay. So I've got some problems there. I'm going to click review, spelling and grammar, and it says I have finished viewing the editor's suggestions. It has a grammar suggestion. It still does not like that word indent. It wants us to use indicate. I'm going to tell it to ignore because I want to use the word indent. Now, this is a problem, and I do not know why the grammar check is not catching this, but let me try something else. This will indent the second paragraph. If you know how to write, let me see, if you know how to write last week fun. Okay, let's see if that's going to catch anything. Here it caught the fact that I have paragraph comma if all together, so it's making a suggestion. I'm going to keep that suggestion. And then know how, it's changing that to know how to write. Still not really correcting my semicolon issue here. It instead is going to correct the sentence. It's going to change this from last week fun to last week was fun. Okay? So it's not a perfect system, but it is something that will help with certain things along the way. Let's see if it will catch this. Okay. So I do not know why. I can't figure this out, but I have so many students who will type a word, put in a space, and then put in their punctuation. This is going to flag that particular issue, and it's going to show you that the punctuation goes right up against the word. So for example, if I had a space after the word paragraph and then I put my comma, it's going to help me flag that, and it's going to help me fix that. Okay? So that is how you would set up your document, and it's also how you can run through a spelling and grammar check on your Word program.